Russian President Vladimir Putin has every reason to see Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as unwilling to implement the Minsk agreements, Russian presidential spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said in comments Sunday on Russian state television. If we consider all Zelensky's statements in aggregate, it follows from them that he A. cannot, B. does not want to, and C. is not going to do this, Peskov told Russian Pavel Zarubin, host of the TV program Moscow. Kremlin. Putin. Peskov also suggested the Kremlin was prepared to disclose confidential discussions of high-level talks with other world leaders to counter what he described as deliberate and misleading leaks by foreign officials. I hope that we will not live in a world where we have to read out the transcripts of the closed part of the president's talks, Peskov said, but when it is necessary to prove the correctness of our president, we can and will do anything. Ukrainians commemorate activists killed at Maidan Square during the 2014 anti-government protests in Kiev, on Sunday, February 20. Zurab Kurtsikid/EPAAFA/Shutterstock. Some history. In early 2014, mass protests in the capital Kiev known as Euromaidan forced out a Russia-friendly president after he refused to sign an EU association agreement. Russia responded by annexing the Ukrainian peninsula of Crimea and fomenting a separatist rebellion in Ukraine's east, which seized control of part of the Donbas region. A rare meeting between Russian, Ukrainian, German and French leaders in February 2015 sought to bring peace to areas of Ukraine that had been taken over by pro-Russian separatists the year before. Those areas, in Ukraine's Donbas region, became known as the Luhansk People's Republic, LPR, and the Donetsk People's Republic, DPR. The Ukrainian government in Kiev asserted the two regions were in effect Russian-occupied. The talks also aimed to work towards a political settlement for the region. The result, Minsk II, was signed by representatives of Russia, Ukraine, the separatist leaders and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, OSCE. It was subsequently endorsed by a UN Security Council resolution. After Minsk II was signed, the worst of the fighting stopped, and as monitors moved in. To this day, Diaz patrols the front lines and reports ceasefire violations along the border. However, there is much less fighting and fewer casualties than in 2014-15. From that perspective, the agreement was, at least, partly fulfilled. Even so, nearly 14,000 people have died in the conflict, and there are 1.5 million people internally displaced in Ukraine, according to the Ukrainian government. CNN's Eliza McIntosh and Tim Lister contributed reporting to this post. Adblock test. Why?